Institute of Fish Processing Technology. I am your host for the episode, Surimi Processing. Welcome everyone to the Diwata channel. Surimi is a crude myofibrillar protein concentrate produced from dewatered fish means that is thoroughly mixed with sugar and polyphosphates to prevent denaturation during frozen storage. The word surimi comes from the Japanese words suru, meaning to process, and mash or mi, meaning meat. In this instructional video, we will use the following equipment: meat and bone separator, screw press, silent cutter, and ice maker. For the materials, the following are needed. We will use clean, beheaded, and eviscerated fish, chopping boards and knife, ice to keep our raw material fresh, chilled salt solution, clean mesh, cheesecloth, sugar, sorbitol, and sodium tripolyphosphate. To give you an overview of surimi processing, here is a summary of all the steps. Steps 1 and 2 are the preliminary processing conducted in surimi processing. Fish received should be kept iced until production. The quality and characteristics of frozen surimi are affected by various factors such as the fish species used, fishing season, and fish freshness. Ice helps in maintaining the freshness of raw material by preventing proliferation of microorganisms and retarding the rate of biochemical changes in fish before they are processed. Fish is beheaded and descaled if needed. Make sure that knife is sharpened before using. Beheading is done in such a way that maximum recovery is obtained. Heads are considered wastes. Fish entrails should be removed. Wash, helps chopping boards and knives from time to time, especially when heavily proliferation of microorganisms. Separate heads or entrails from the rate of biochemical changes in fish should be iced before they are processed. Collect iced cutlets from the beheading table and transfer to another table. Thoroughly remove adhered entrails, false kidney, blood, etc. with the use of a clean spoon in iced water. Washing is done 3 times. There should be 3 basins of iced water. Washed cutlets are to be collected in another clean basin and iced until weighed. Icing of fish prevents time-temperature abuse and controls histamine formation, and it retards bacterial growth and deteriorative changes in fish. Weighed cutlets are placed in the clean meat and bone separator. Make sure that a clean and dry container is placed to collect the meat, and a separate container is also placed for the bones and skin. Collected meat is to be weighed for record purposes. The fish meat separators are generally of the belt drum type, in which fish pass between a belt and a perforated drum, with the belt held tightly to the drum by a pressure roller. Relatively soft flesh is forced through the holes in the drum. Bones, skin, and flesh adhering to the outer surface of the drum are scraped off. The diameter of the holes chosen for the drum markedly affects the subsequent leaching and dewatering processes, as well as the yield and quality of surimi. Generally, the hole diameters range from 4 to 7 millimeters and are chosen in accordance with the size and freshness of the fish. In surimi commercial production, it requires the processing of high amounts of fish materials, and thus, the use of large-scale equipment is required. In this process, the water-soluble components of fish meat, such as water-soluble proteins, minerals, extractable taste components, and organic acids are removed. Leached water used for washing fish meat contains not only water-soluble components but also fat and small meat particles that can cause environmental pollution if not disposed of properly. 3 plastic containers with 1 part fish meat to 3 parts water maintained at 4 degrees Celsius are prepared. Salt is weighed, dissolved, filtered, and mixed with the water. These should be prepared prior to meat and bone separation since washing should be done right after. The fish meat is added and stirred for 7 minutes and allowed to stand or settle for 3 minutes. Leaching is an important process not only for removing undesirable substances such as fat, blood, pigments, and other substances, but also for imparting a better gel-forming ability by removing water-soluble proteins such as sarcoplasmic proteins that impede gel formation of surimi-based products such as kamaboko and crab meat analogs. Next, the fish meat is placed in a mesh net and pressed manually to remove water. Do the manual pressing above an empty container to collect the wastewater. The manually pressed fish meat is transferred to the second container with cold water and salt, same as the first container. The manual pressing is repeated until all fish meat has been transferred to the second container. Washing is done 3 times. Refined meat is dewatered mechanically using a screw press, reducing the water content of the fish meat to about 80 to 84%. Dewatering efficiency is affected by the type of screw press used and the processing conditions up to the dewatering step. About 1 kilogram of fish meat is placed on a clean cheesecloth. The fish meat is covered with cheesecloth and folded into squares. The folded cheesecloth with fish meat is placed on the press to remove remaining water. The lever is twisted until the presser touches the board covering the cheesecloth. Next, the pressed meat is collected into a clean and dry container. Use clean rubber scrapers or a spoon. Cryoprotectants such as sugar, sorbitol, and polyphosphates are added and mixed to the fish meat to stabilize and protect fish proteins from denaturation during frozen storage. A silent cutter equipped with a cooling unit is generally used since the temperature of the fish meat tends to increase during mixing, which affects the quality of the final product. Next, the fish meat is placed on a clean silent cutter. The sugar is added slowly while the silent cutter is grinding the fish meat. After 1 minute, the sorbitol is added. Then, lastly, add the pre-weighed sodium tripolyphosphate. Continue the operation of the silent cutter to mix the fish meat, sugar, and sorbitol for 5 minutes. Fish meat with sugar and sorbitol is now called surimi. Cryoprotectants are used to protect the fish meat from dehydration during prolonged frozen storage. For 1.5 kilograms fish meat, weigh 60 grams sugar and 60 grams sorbitol in a clean containers. Packed surimi is immediately placed inside the freezer at negative 20 degrees Celsius to negative 30 degrees Celsius to avoid product deterioration and to ensure longer product shelf life. It is an intermediate product that can be used as a binder in the production of various products like nuggets and fish balls. It can also be used as an ingredient in kamaboko and seafood analogs such as imitation crab meat and lobsters. The next time you eat a surimi-based product like fish balls, recall the surimi processing that you've learned today. Did you enjoy this video? If yes, then comment down below and give this video a like. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye!